You know that feeling, right? You get a brilliant idea, but then it just sort of fades away because turning it into something real just seems way too hard. Well, what if you could take that spark and actually build a working prototype in just one weekend? That's what we're diving into today. A high-speed sprint to go from a simple idea to a testable product in only 48 hours.
This right here, this is the core promise of the whole thing. It's not about spending months planning or sitting in endless meetings. Nope. It's all about intense focus, building fast, and getting feedback from real people almost immediately. It sounds pretty bold, I know, but the tools we have today make it more possible than ever.
I mean, just look at the difference. The old way could take months, even years, just burning through cash and resources before you even find out if you're on the right track. This 48-hour model completely flips that on its head. The goal isn't a perfect, polished launch. The goal is to learn as much as you can, as fast as you can, with almost zero risk. So let's totally reframe how we think about this. This is not a project. It's a sprint. It's got a clear start, a clear finish line, and one single focus, turning that idea in your head into something with real-world impact. And yeah, the clock starts ticking the second you begin. You've got to remember, the goal here isn't perfection. It's all about momentum. We're going to use a really structured approach, it's called design thinking, to make sure we're actually solving the right problem. And then we're going to lean on some amazing new AI tools to build incredibly fast. It's all about speed and getting something real into people's hands to see what they think. So how does this actually work in practice? Well, it all starts with day one, and day one is all about thinking. It's where you take that messy jumble of ideas bouncing around in your head and you forge it into a crystal clear, actionable plan. This day is the foundation for everything. The framework that gets us through day one is something called design thinking. Really, at its heart, it's just a way of working that puts the user first. So instead of asking, hey, what cool thing can we build? It forces you to ask, what does the user actually need? This simple shift is what stops you from wasting a ton of time building the wrong thing. And this is how we get that clarity. It's a three-step dance. First, you define the one single core problem you're solving. You have to be ruthless here. Next, you brainstorm a bunch of different ways to solve it. Don't just fall in love with your first idea. And finally, and this is so key, you sketch out the exact steps a user would take. By the end of day one, you don't just have a vague idea, you have a blueprint. All right, now for the really exciting part. Day two is where the magic happens. Your blueprint, your sketches, all those abstract ideas, this is when they become a real, tangible thing that someone can actually click on and use. This is execution day. So how is this even possible in a single day? Well, modern tools are the superpower that makes this whole 48-hour thing a reality. We're talking about AI that can literally turn a drawing into working code, or no-code platforms that let you build apps just by dragging and dropping. You can get your idea online in minutes. Seriously, the barriers to building things have just evaporated. The process for day two is just as focused as day one. First, you pick a tool. Don't agonize over it, just pick one and go. Second, you build only the absolute core features from your sketch, nothing extra. Remember, the goal is just to create enough to test your main idea. And finally, the most important step of all, get it in front of real people and watch what happens. And there you have it, 48 hours, from a random thought in your head to a working prototype in the hands of a user. It's pretty amazing what's possible when you combine that intense focus with today's technology. But what have you actually created here? It's really tempting to just think of it as a simple little demo, but its real value is so much deeper than that. Let's talk about the true payoff from all this. Okay, this is so important to understand. A prototype is a learning tool. That's it. Its entire purpose is to test your biggest, riskiest assumptions. Questions like, does anyone even want this? Or is this easy to use? The feedback you get is worth 1,000 times more than debating features for hours in a conference room. And the benefits go way beyond just this one prototype. That intense time limit, it forces you to be creative. It sharpens your problem-solving skills to a razor's edge. And maybe most importantly, it teaches you how to innovate, proving that sometimes the biggest breakthroughs happen when you have the tightest constraints. So, the next time an idea strikes, just remember this process. It doesn't have to live in a notebook for months on end. It can actually come to life in a weekend. The tools are there, the framework is clear, your idea is waiting. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build?